Hello, everybody. We're back.
Oh, no, you caught me sleeping there.
I'm not surprised. It's been a long day. You are welcome to Thursday Chats. It's great to have you with us.
This is great to be here.
It is. It is. We've got a new corner today.
We have. Hey, look.
Throws. Very nice throws.
Luxuriant.
From the sale.
The sale?
Yeah, €5.
Hey, good eye to the bargain. Well done.
From the Jusk.
Good man. You know what you're at.
I do. Look, it's great to have so many people with us today. Look, there's Alessandra, and there is Catherine. Catherine's in tonight.
Hello, Catherine, darling.
Yeah. Vera, you are full of love this evening.
We're feeling the love.
We're feeling it. Mary, great to have you with us. Good to have you with us. So good to have you with us. And there's Alison.
Hello, darling. How are you feeling? She's been a bit poorly for a day or two.
Oh, bless her.
Dear lover.
Feeling better?
I hope she is.
I hope so too. There's Lainey.
Hello, Lainey. How are you, sweetheart?
There we go. She's in tonight. Great to have you with us. Hannah, hope all in the Gwent Valleys. They're all doing very well.
In the valleys.
They're all, yeah, we're going to get done and have to go in the course again. No more accents.
Can hardly do my own.
No. Yeah, John's back this week. John was with us last week. Absolutely great to have you with us. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, say hello to us. Give us a like or a comment. We are trying to work something out, and we'd love your help if you could. Whatever page you're on, we would love you if you could comment the name of that page in the comments, because we're trying to work out who watches which where. Hi, Rosemary in Florence Court. Hope you're doing well tonight. What we would love you to do, whatever page you're on, is to comment. So if you're on the Drumcliff Facebook page, if you could put DC. DC. If you're on the Recenter page, if you could put RC. Yeah. And if you're on the Centre of Mission page, if you could put COM.
Oh, COM.
The Centre of Mission. I know.
Right.
And if you're on YouTube, just put you.
Fair enough.
And we can work out the rest. It'll keep Peter, who's at home in bed, sick
with
tonight.
The sniffles.
Very, very unwell.
Very snuffly.
Oh, he's in awful bad form.
Oh, man flu. Bad dose of it.
Very bad man flu.
Bad dose of the man
very
flu.
Bad flu.
Dear love him.
Absolutely.
Poor Julie will be wrecked running up and down the stairs carrying him lemsips and whatever.
Oh, sure, it's ridiculous. Well done, Catherine Kenny. You've got it on. DC.
DC.
Yes, well done. Thank you. Whatever page you're on, if you could put those comments in, it would really help Peter and Sally to do what they're doing. There's none of DC. So if you're on Drumcliff, DC. If you're on Recenter, RC. If you're on Centre of Mission, COM. If you're on YouTube, Carmel is on.
Hello, the Carmel.
There you go.
That's a question I'm asked an awful lot.
Uh-huh.
What page are you on? And it's nothing to do with social media.
Anyway, there's Emma Young's in tonight.
Hello, sweetheart. That's my Emma.
That's your Emma.
Oh, hello, darling.
Good to have you with us. You're so welcome.
Good
so welcome. Hannah Seal says, I'm on RC. It was the top of the choices Facebook gave her.
Top of the pops.
Yeah, this is what we're trying to understand. We're trying to understand how Facebook puts this out to everybody.
I don't understand.
I know. So wherever you are, hello, dynamic duo. We're not feeling dynamic tonight, Carmel. Speaking of someone who's not feeling dynamic, Amy, are you out there? Amy, are you out there? Are you out there, Amy? There you are.
There she is. And her nice hat.
She's got the sniffles too.
Oh, no.
I am. How are you doing, fellas?
Hello. We hear you have man flu as well.
I can't hear you through my iPad, which is what we're filming on tonight. So I'm kind of half listening on my
phone.
Through
your ears.
Well, sure, look. How's your week been, Amy?
Can you lip read?
Had a good week. Let's have some fun.
I don't know what's going on, fellas. I'll have to figure this out and get back to you, maybe.
That's okay. We'll put you back out and we'll carry on. Well, yeah, there you go. You can work on that one.
Dear lover, what happened there?
I don't know. The technological error.
I blame the satellites.
I think the satellites haven't lined up.
The way Facebook went down there one time. Maybe our special Thursday chat satellite is crashed or had a glitch or something. Right?
Peter's fallen off the roof.
Peter's not.
We're missing Peter tonight. Yes. Peter has the flu.
No, dear love him.
Absolutely.
Sniffly and snuffly.
Yes, Keith, great to have you with us. Brilliant. You're there.
Hello,
Emma's looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yes, see you tomorrow, darling. That's right.
Absolutely.
See you, the boys and girls tomorrow. Yes.
And Lainey is just mentioning why Amy's got her Santa hat on. Well, since Amy's been consigned to cyberspace somewhere or other, to say that
floating about up there somewhere.
Absolutely, it's been a good week. We have been doing our Fat Santa challenge. If you haven't heard about our Fat Santa challenge, that means that Amy and I have been trying to lose weight, take the weight off us and put it in Santa's sack for Christmas.
You notice the way I'm not included in this?
No,
that wouldn't.
He had chips for tea, but we won't talk about that.
I didn't eat the whole bag. Excuse me.
No.
Very good.
Gary, our audience member, finished them. But don't
Gary, yes, Gary, help me.
Kelly, you just text him if you need them home tonight. Now, so what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Fat Santa challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Amy and I are losing between us. But this week I got the full stone off. First stone is gone.
Good lad. Well done yourself.
Absolutely
Great.
It's great. It's wonderful.
Oh,
it's wonderful. We had some very nice buns this evening, courtesy of Sally from Duncliffe, which we won't.
It's her fault.
It's her fault that we're putting on weight. Mm-hmm. And what else is going on? Yes, so we have been sponsored up to 100 and something or other pounds, euros.
Are you?
Spondulix, whatever it is. And yeah, Amy, are you there? Have you re-established with the satellite? Can we bring you in?
I'm here.
Yay! Well done, you. Well done, you.
She's a great girl.
I was filling them with Fat Santa malarkey.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear.
Lainey noticed your Santa hat, so I was filling in the gaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Amy, somebody asked me during the week, where is that Amy? Does Amy live around here in Sligo? And I was like, I don't think so. Where does Amy live?
I've seen her in a shop anyway.
I kind of feel like one of those Where's Wally books, you just never know where you might find me. But I live in Selby in North Yorkshire. But I will be travelling to the Emerald Isle tonight. So you just never.
And next week, Amy will be sitting in this very chair.
I know, I'm kicking you out of it.
Where will I be?
You'll be sitting in that chair.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Cavan, dear bless me, next Thursday night. But I will hopefully...
Don't forget your passport. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. So I'll be driving past Mary Collum's door. I might pop in on the way home to Mary's. And
go to Mary's for a drop of tea.
Absolutely. And a bit of Thursday chats, live link up.
Here, there's a thing.
There's a thing. Anyway, we'll work it out. I'll be live linking up from the car somewhere in the border. Oh dear. Absolutely. We'll work it out.
So what have you told us about Fat Santa since
I told them I've lost a stone.
Well done. Very proud.
Excellent. And she's done very well as well. She's got at least 2 off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
Yeah. Kelly Hester wants to bring home the chips. There we go.
Hard cheese, Kelly, they're gone.
Yes.
Courtesy of your husband.
It's the way it is. So where were we talking about? Yes. That's what I told them. But you're going to explain about the Just Giving page because I haven't done that bit.
Okay, so the Just Giving page, if you have clicked on the link, which I'm sure the wonderful Sally will make appear somewhere, you click on it and it looks like it's just my page. Now, the reason behind that is that you can only set it up with one account. So it is mine and Alan's, and there is a picture of the two of us on there. You aren't giving money directly to me. The money is going to Church Army, and then Church Army will divide it between Church Army Central, Recenter in Sligo, and Edge, which is our fresh expression of church here in Selby. For those who have already given to us, thank you so much. It really does encourage us. And for those who are just encouraging us by knocking the Mars bars out of our hands, we greatly appreciate that too.
Absolutely.
Or the rocky roads.
Or the rocky roads. I only had a tiny sliver of rocky road.
On the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Here's Sally, she brought them in.
Yeah.
Sally brought them in.
Yeah, and Pat, we want to say thank you for scones as well. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Haven't touched them yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely mad.
It is. Because they're all doing very well.
We've all done very well,
young
Mr. Grace.
Young Mr. Grace, you're all doing terribly well. You're losing all this weight.
There we go. But we want to fill up Santa sack for Christmas. So yeah, I could do another couple of stone off. Yeah, there you go. The Just Giving links have just posted to whatever page you are watching on. And if it comes up in sterling, you can click and turn it into euro. There you go. There we go. Mary Collum says, well done. Mary Collum also says that we are welcome at any time in Florence Court. You know, would never know.
For tea and buns.
For tea and buns. Absolutely. Good buns.
I'd say there would be around that neck of the woods.
Absolutely. Anyway, do you know, we have gone around with all our technical faults and everything else. One last thing before we go back to start talking about what we're meant to be talking about, which is if you're watching on any of the pages, could you please, if you haven't already done so, just put in the comment section, just comment what page you're watching. So if it's RC for Recenter, DC for Drumcliff,
COM for Centre of Mission,
or U for YouTube.
U for YouTube.
Yes, yeah. And if you're on Instagram, hello Instagram. Is there anyone on Instagram, Sally, that we should say hello to?
The Magic Hatter.
Oh, Dan's on Instagram.
Young Dan the man.
The Magic Hatter is Dan the man.
Dan the man.
Dan the man. Pull a rabbit out of your hat.
Long time no see.
Absolutely. No, yeah, I think you can take the hat off.
Yeah.
I might take the hat because look at the hair.
There we go. Thank you, Joyce. People are getting hi, Jim. Good to have you
hello,
along.
Jim. How are you? Hello,
Yes.
Mammy. How are you keeping?
Joyce.
See you tomorrow as well.
Yes, they're all going to see him. He's going up north tomorrow.
Going for an excursion.
An excursion. Little trip.
Well, look at this hat. Looks like Pastor Begbie.
She does. Moving on.
I'm Muriel.
You're Muriel, the intimidation.
She doesn't know. Listen, we're going to get shut down. Last week, we started our whole series on New Beginnings.
We did. We had a good old chat about New Beginnings.
We had a good old chat about New Beginnings, and we talked about loads of bits and bobs and bits.
And this week, we're going to do New Beginnings Part 2.
Part 2, the sequel.
The sequel.
And that we're going to be doing reluctant New Beginnings.
We're going to look maybe at a couple of people that were a bit reluctant to do a new beginning. And maybe come up with the odd wee excuse or two here and there.
There we go. So we're picking that up after the break.
We will.
And we would love to hear at home if you have had any new beginnings. Maybe you have jumped on to a new diet plan and want to join them with the Fat Santas and up for Christmas. Or maybe...
It's not happening, sorry.
Maybe you picked up something that you're reading or something that you really enjoy, or maybe you decided it's the dark nights, I'm going to go to the gym. I can't see that being me. Or whatever it happens to be.
There's Alice in the gym, 2 keen swimmers.
There you go.
They're good at the old swimming.
Amy.
This gym that you talk about, is that the gym that works at McDonald's?
Absolutely, that gym. Yes, indeed. I have only had one McDonald's since August. It's pretty impressive.
I've had 2 since August.
There you go. The price, the share price is dropping rapidly.
I hear
Ronald McDonald's on the brew. Is this true?
He's on the pub. Right. Anyway, new beginnings after the break. And if you're with us on Instagram, you don't get the break. You get what's going on here. And dear bless you, Alison Wooding just got out of her pool after a 20-minute swim. She's got a tub in the garden.
She has.
And a bungee cord. That's all you need to know.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's quite remarkable.
It is actually amazing.
Anyway.
She's some woman for one woman.
Woman for one woman.
I can tell you.
Yeah, I'm a little bit jealous of her tub. Anyway, it's another story.
Tub envy.
Tub envy. I think it's time we went to the break, and so get yourself a cup of tea, a chocolate biscuit.
No chocolate biscuit for you.
A healthy nut bar. And we'll see you after the break. and welcome back after the break. Look at him in his Dad's white shirt.
I know.
There he is.
I've actually got a clean one on.
I'm telling you, Dad's white. Spinning around Mary round the floor.
No, I have to admit.
I
had to wear a jumper all day in case I got anything spilled on it.
Yeah, I have an orange soup stain somewhere, but we won't talk about that.
Like.
My arm is strategically placed in the orange soup stain. There we go. Alison is very brave because Catherine wouldn't even dip her toe in a cold pool.
Neither would I.
Neither would I if you did, the way things are going.
I think Catherine's quite sensible.
Yeah, Amy is a bit concerned, rightly, I feel, that about the diet in Northern Ireland. Everything is deep fried, in fairness. Yeah.
I think she's in trouble there.
I think she may be in trouble. But anyway, I wonder if she's still in technical trouble. I wonder if she's out there. Amy, are you there? Oh, you're on
can't
mute.
Hear you.
No, you're on mute. No, your sound's gone. So, can't hear you. 2 syllables. Bring her back there, Sally, now and see how we're fixed.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh,
hey!
Hey!
There we go.
Coming in loud and clear.
Alison can't see us. We are back.
We are.
Alison, if you can't see us,
that's probably a good thing.
It probably is a good thing. But if you go out and come back in again, you'll hopefully find us. And
if you still can't see us, it's Sally's fault.
It's Peter's fault because he's sick.
Yes.
That's who we're blaming.
Everything would be fine.
I think he fell off the roof with the satellite dish. There we go.
He's maybe doing a spacewalk trying to fix the satellite.
Oh, dear. Anyway, folks, we hope that you had your good break. Didn't have too many chocolate biscuits. Caramel. And
caramel biscuits.
Caramel biscuits. I love a good caramel biscuit. Oh, boom, boom.
Keep going on. Keep going, son.
Anyway, new beginnings. Reluctant new beginnings. It actually feels like one of those moments.
Feel a bit reluctant. I've had a funny day today. I don't know about you, but I've been thinking about this evening, and I've been thinking about what to say or what we're going to talk about. Head's a bit fuzzy. But you said something to me. We had a nice chat this morning, and you mentioned about Moses to me, a man called Moses. So I went and we look at Moses, and boy, was he reluctant. Boy, is it dear. We'll have to flick over to see what Moses was on here. The book of Exodus, there's a thing about Moses. You see, Moses, if you remember the story of Moses was born, and then the wee baby in the bulrushes, and then the princess of Egypt found him, and she raised him, and he grew up as a prince, and then...
No sign of Tusla there?
No sign of Tusla there at all.
For social services for our UK.
Yes.
I'm so confused.
Child social services thingy. Anyway, he grew up as a prince. Life was going wonderfully well, and then he saw an Egyptian beating a Jewish person, a Jewish slave. So he ended up a big row. He killed this fella, and he ran away. So he ran away into the desert, and he was there about 40 years, was it? Something like that. He was there a good long spell anyway. And then one day he was out looking after sheep, his father-in-law's sheep. And then,
like some of our hopefully viewers,
yes,
a few sheep keepers out there
today.
There
would be one or two.
One or two sheep keepers.
But anyway, I'd say this didn't happen to them when they were out keeping their sheep.
Sheeps.
He saw this like a bush, I always have in my head. It's not like this at all. I always have in my head a gorse bush or a wind bush or something, just in the fire. And usually when you see a dry bush like that, it just goes woof and it's gone and it's away. But this bush kept burning.
Sounds like an ejector bush.
It is. It is like an ejector bush, but this one kept going and going and going. So this Moses went over to see what was going on with this bush. And I love this story. The voice came out of the bush. It said, Moses, Moses. So that would have intrigued anybody. So over he goes. And it says, don't come any closer. Take off your shoes. Take off your sandals because you're on holy ground. And then this voice says that I'm God. And then
you'd need strong tea at that point.
You would need something very strong. So anyway, this goes on. And God says, I've got a job for you. I've something I need you to do. I need you to go back to, oh, hello, Jason. I need you to go back to where you came from and start again, have a new beginning. Do a job for me and do something that I want you to do. And then Moses, poor old reluctant Moses, he started stringing out the excuses why this wouldn't be a good idea. God, now this isn't a good idea, God. I don't think you thought this one through.
Down with that sort of thing, Amy. Down with that sort
So
of
he
thing.
says, what if I go to the Israelites and they don't believe me and they don't think God has sent me at all? So God said, tell them who sent you. Tell them I sent you. And then he says, oh, what if they still don't believe me? And he told them to do this trick with a stick that he had that would turn into a snake and turn back into a stick. And then he said, I'm not very good at making speeches. You want me to go and talk to Pharaoh? I'm not very good at making speeches. I'm not very eloquent, a bit like myself. And he says, oh, your brother Aaron, I'll send him with you. You know, he's good at speaking. He could string a few sentences together. He'll go with you. So every excuse that Moses came up with, God says, no, you're going to do it. You're going to do it.
I have those moments.
I have all the bases covered. And I wonder anybody out there, that's ever happened to them. They've thought, no, I really don't want to do it. I know Alan's life and in my life and in other people's lives, God has said, I want you to do something. You've got this inkling, you've got this feeling. Some people will call it a vocation or a call on your life or whatever. And you're thinking, I don't really want to do this. And we start coming out with excuses.
I make great stories.
I've no big degrees. I never went to school and did all these things. And I've never stood up in front of people and done what you're calling me to do. And God keeps going, no, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to do that. You're going to have this new beginning in your life. You're going to do a new thing. But I'd love if anybody out there maybe has something to share with us about that.
Well, Catherine has a wee bit there. I think, Sally, if you can click the screen.
Oh, Catherine, that's lovely. My new beginning is watching Thursday chats again and learn something new every Thursday. Just love listening to the stories and the banter. You see, there's Catherine's new beginning. Wonder how many excuses she made not to do that. Thank you for that, Catherine. Yes. That's the sort of thing we want to hear. Some people have made a new beginning in their lives. I know, Catherine, that your journey and maybe your faith journey has been maybe a bit different from other people's, but you've made a new beginning and you're sticking with it.
Yeah.
And you're part of the Recenter family now, isn't she? She's
yes.
very much a part of the Recenter family here. And when we talk about people that belong to Recenter, that where we're based at here for Thursday chats, Catherine's name will come up on those conversations.
We miss her if she's not here.
If Catherine doesn't appear on a Thursday night or used to be on a Sunday morning or whatever, comments were made, where's Catherine at? So thanks for that, Catherine. That's exactly the sort of thing we want to hear about people starting new beginnings and starting to try something new.
Amy's
sitting there
busted. Look at her. It's like,
bless her.
She's literally got a spud in her mouth.
Go for it.
So do you think we're sometimes like Moses in more than one way? You know, we might be in denial for a bit.
Boom, boom.
He was in Egypt, right enough. Mm-hmm. Oh dear, that's awful.
And I like again, we need to come out of denial.
Eyes wide.
Can I go home now, please? I've got one of my headaches coming on.
She's literally been like chewing her own hand.
You've been waiting all day to get that in, haven't you?
I'm happy now. You can carry on.
Oh, that's you sorted. Good girl.
Yep.
Moses wasn't in denial. He was saying things. He was in the river. He was saying, I can't do this. But God, you know I can't do this. But you know I can't do this. God says, you're going to do it because I know you can.
And it brought you
and sometimes we are in denial about maybe what we're able to achieve and what we're able to do. And it's probably just pure lack of self-confidence or self-belief. And I love the way God can just go, no, you're going to do it. And I want you to do it. And I'm not going to let you go until you do it. And that's what he did with Moses. And then anybody that knows the story about leading the people out of Egypt and leading them through the wilderness, he did make one or two mistakes, and he did say or maybe do the wrong things at times, but he achieved what he was asked to do. He made it. He did make it.
Yeah.
And I think there's something in that we can all take from that we do have our failings. And I think all the things that Moses said were true. He wasn't a great speaker. Some people, but even these scholars would maybe say that he maybe even had something like a speech impediment or something. I know, and it's true. If he was a man that ran away from the Jewish people 40 years ago, and he appears back saying, "Oh, God has sent me to rescue you," they're going to go, "Aye, right.
Right, who are you?
Mhm. Who do you think you are, mate?"
Well, there's Hannah there with a "Who do you think you are?" Comment. See, there we go. So there you go. So, you know, she reluctantly explored the calling to be an evangelist because I didn't think I was one, and still have times when I think I can do it, but God tells me to do it. I can't do it. Sorry, I'm having a dyslexic day, but God tells me to do it. There we go. And isn't that it? It's that thing where like I kind of not really sure, but actually maybe I am. And then I don't really know if I can, and then God kind of comes through.
Well, I think in a way that's actually a good thing. So there's a bit of humility there. There's a bit of putting your reliance on God and saying, "God, I really can't do this, but if you want me to do it, I'll give it a bash, but you have to help me. You have to do it with me or for me."
Well, Amy, I think humility is a really key thing in appreciating God at work in our lives. It's one of those things we've been talking about recently.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting that I was having a chat with the Magic Hatter's wife earlier today about Christmas. Actually, we were thinking of some ideas for Christmas.
Don't say that word.
And we were just talking about the absolute scandal of the incarnation. Like, you know, the scholars would have expected a great political leader, a great warrior, and what they got was a baby. And God has this incredible habit of picking the ones that are the least likely. You know, whether it be with David to be king, you know, he was the scrawny one out in the field. That, you know, his dad didn't even bother bringing him in to see the prophet because, like, sure, God wouldn't pick him, but that's exactly who he chose. And he does the same with us, like the least likely ones, the ones who don't have it all together, but who know that they don't have it all together. And that's back to that humility thing. It's not that we need to be perfect, but we just need to acknowledge we don't have it all together and trust that God will turn up in the midst of the mess.
And sometimes it's the stepping out in faith into something. There's Mary has a comment in, you know, I'm a new beginning. I am a new beginning going back to school. You know, new beginning, you know, she's gone back to school. Mary, I don't know what you're doing, but I really wish you well with that.
Bless you for that.
But you know, it's like okay, this might be new and a little bit scary, but actually here we go.
I was thinking about where this happened. A place called Mount Horeb. Or Mount Sinai. There's two names for the same place. It made me think of there's actually a physical place and geographical place, and it's used. Two names are used in the Bible for the same mountain. But I also thought Mount Sinai, something else happened on Mount Sinai. But that's where Moses ended up getting the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai, the exact same place. So the new beginning took him right back to where it took him full circle to where he started. And then there was another man called Elijah. And I think here's another thing about being reluctant for a different reason. Elijah was a great prophet. Elijah was a great man. He did wonderful things. He stood up against the prophets of a false god called Baal. And he defeated all their prophets and all their priests on his own, because God did a thing. God brought down fire from heaven and burned up the altar. And it's a big, long story. Anyway, Elijah was on top of the world. Everything was going great. And then somebody went and told Queen Jezebel what had happened. And she said, "I'm going to get that boy." What did Elijah do? He turned tail and he ran. He ran as fast as his wee feet would take him until he collapsed. Away out into the wilderness again, away towards this Mount Horeb, Mount Sinai. And angels came and fed him and gave him water, I think maybe 3 times. Then he went up and he found the biggest, darkest, deepest cave he could find. And he went and he hid in the back of the cave because he thought he'd messed up. He says, "Right, that's it. My career as a prophet, or whatever way you want to put it, is over. That's it, gone. I've made the biggest boo-boo ever. I turned tail and I ran away from Jezebel. I can never show my face again." He went and hid in the cave. And something else came to me about that. God spoke to him in the back of the cave. He says, "Come out of the cave. Just come out. Just come out. I want to talk to you." And then there was a big earthquake, a big, massive, big earthquake, and there was all this noise and everything else. Elijah didn't sense anything. He sensed the earthquake. Then there was this big storm. There was lightning and thunder and noise, and God was, the whole of nature was just going mad in a big storm. Elijah sensed nothing. And then it went quiet. All went still. And then God spoke. God spoke in the quietness and in the silence. And I think sometimes, as we all do, I've done it, Alan has done it, loads of people have done it, we've maybe done something or said something that we know just wasn't the appropriate thing to do or say, or something's went wrong, or we've had a conversation with somebody that's upset us and we've reacted badly or whatever. We got very upset and we run away into our wee cave and we hide, don't we? We back off. I want to lie in a dark corner. I want to curl up in a ball in the dark and I don't want to come out again. And God coaxes you out.
Yeah. The challenge is sometimes just to come out, isn't it?
To come out. And some people say, "Oh, I'll come out all guns blazing, or I'll be loud, or I'll go to some big loud thing, or I'll go to some place where there's lots of noise and commotion." And maybe we're just supposed to be quiet. Maybe we're supposed to just sit and wait for God to tell us what our next move is. Because that's another way of being reluctant. I think sometimes, and I know this from personal experience, sometimes I'm quite reluctant to sit quietly and be told what to do next. Because I might start being a bit of a Moses and saying, "Oh, no, it's not for me. Sorry, that's not my gig at all there. No, thanks, no. I know some other boy beside me or some other girl that's far better at that than I would be. No, thanks." So I think there's all different ways, it can be a burning bush experience. It can be where he was just going about his own business and all of a sudden this big bush started going to fire and all these flames and he went over to see what the heck was going on. Or sometimes things can go wrong in your life and you run away and you hide. And that's maybe like the end of a chapter for a new beginning.
Yeah. Well, it's like sometimes old things need to die for new things to grow. Is that like kind of Amy?
Yeah, and I think like it just makes me think of like the ending of my previous job, because I thought that was me done with ministry, and like my experience has been that sometimes in those moments when we think that we're done, that sometimes it takes our friends to sing our song back to us and to remind us of our calling and to remind us of what God said and to remind us of who we are. And I know, like, you were that person for me during that time, Alan, like one of the main people in that. But, even in the day-to-day stuff, in those moments, when you're trying to, coax yourself out of that ball in the bed and things like that, sometimes it's just your mates coming along and saying, "You know what, here's some food. Have a nap. Okay, now it's time to get up and go again."
Yeah, I think sometimes we can look for burning bushes and actually God sends us people.
Yeah.
And that stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna kind of just, give the cabin crew a little bit of a warning to
right, nudge. That's a hint at me, by the way.
To think about taking their seats and storing their tray tables and preparing for landing. Hannah reminds us that Jonah was reluctant too and ran away as well. Yeah, Hannah, I love, there's a bit, and it's only kind of become real to me in the last year, where eventually after all the whale piece and everything else, he ends up back on the boat, and they don't go into a beautiful harbor. They basically have to beach the boat on the beach like point it in a direction
Mhm.
and just keep going with it
Just run for sure.
and hit
Mhm.
and keep going till it hits shore. And there's no
Mhm.
like putting it, sailing around the harbor and fighting it out. It's literally finding a point that you think is the least worst point and
Mhm.
literally flying towards it until you get there. Oh, Sally's all over the emojis. But it's that thing of getting there, isn't it?
Mhm.
Finding the beach, pointing the boat, and going for it.
There's another lesson for getting there. I'm thinking about when Elijah came out of the cave and God spoke to him. God said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" He says, "What? I've done everything you've told me. I've been so zealous for you. I've worked so hard for you. I put all those prophets to death. And I'm the only one left now.
Mm.
And I'm in real trouble. This queen's after me. She's going to kill me." And God said the strangest thing to him. He says, "Go back the way you came." You had to go backwards to go forwards.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're very reluctant to do that as well. Sometimes you have to take a couple of steps back to get you to the right place to move forward as well.
Yeah. That
And
feels a bit like this season, doesn't it?
And I find that tough. I find that very tough. Sometimes we do need to just reverse and go back.
Beep,
Go back to where we started, so we can move on.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that in there because I noticed that in the story of Elijah that God told him, "No, go back to where you came. Let's start again here. Let's go back to square one and let's try this again." And then they did do that, and it worked out well for him. So.
Amy.
It reminds me of the story of Peter. So the first time Jesus encounters Peter in the Bible, he's still Simon at that point. And obviously spends time with Jesus. Then he denies Jesus and the crucifixion happens. But when Jesus has breakfast with him on the beach after the resurrection, he doesn't call him Peter. He calls him Simon. And it mirrors the very first encounter that he had with Jesus. So Jesus takes Peter right back to the start. And it's just kind of like, I called you then and I'm calling you now. That hasn't changed.
Yeah, there's something very powerful in that. And with that sort of thought in the air, we're going to land this thing tonight because Amy's got a ferry to get. I've got a family to go and see when this is over. So,
what sort of a ferry? One with wings or what?
A ferry.
Oh, ferry.
Ferry.
I see.
Tinkerbell.
Usually I'm confused with these things.
Yeah, absolutely. Catherine Kenny is flying on a jet plane, doesn't know when she'll be back again.
Good for her.
And yeah, Jim's really enjoyed tonight. Wonderful.
Good. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I can't remember who's praying and who's blessing. We
Not a notion that I
should have organised it beforehand.
Not a notion that I have.
There we go. So who's going with which?
What do you want to do, darling? Your call.
Will I do the blessing this week? Mix it up from last
That's
week?
all right. I'll do a bit of a prayer.
Let's land this thing.
I'll do a prayer. So just at the start of our time together this evening, there was a man called Reggie, sent us quite an involved message. I'll not go into the details of what he said, but we'll include him in our prayers. Loving Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time when we come together and we think about these things. We enjoy the fellowship, we enjoy the fun, we enjoy the chat. We pray that you'll continue with Alan and Amy as they continue to go on this diet and to make a bit of money for Church Army at the same time. Lord, bless them both as they continue with that. Lord, we thank you for all the behind the scenes people here. We pray for Peter that he'll get well soon. Poor Peter. May he get well soon. And for anyone else watching, Alison included, and other people, and I want to say a wee special prayer for Lainey. Lainey's been going through a bit of a tough time. So Lord, we pray that you'll bless her. You'll be with her in this time. So Lord, we want to mention Reggie and his two daughters. They're in a bit of difficulty at the moment. They're going through a tough time, Lord. So we present them to your throne of grace and leave them in your care and your keeping. Lord, as we think about for change and new beginnings, and maybe being reluctant to do maybe what you're calling us to do, Lord. We pray that you'll encourage us. You'll encourage us. You'll help us to put our faith and our trust in you, and that together with you we'll move forward, just like Moses and Elijah and different people, Lord, that we'll achieve great things for you and with you. So be with us until we meet again. We hand everyone that's watched tonight, that's taken part tonight, that has commented tonight, into your care and into your keeping. In Jesus' name.
So may the peace of the Lord Christ go with you wherever he may send you. May he guide you through the wilderness and protect you through the storm. May he bring you home rejoicing at the wonders he has shown you. May he bring you home rejoicing once again into our doors. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
We love that blessing.
We do a wee bit, don't we?
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. It's lovely.
Wherever you are, we're so thankful that you were with us tonight. It's been great to have you with us, and it's been great to have you commenting and joining in with us. It's been a good chat.
That was a good chat.
Good chat.
It's not the chat I expected, but it was a good chat. I love that when that happens.
Amy, we want you to travel well and travel
Yes,
safely.
darling. Be safe.
Lots of people wishing you well with your journeys. And next week, you will be sitting in this very chair.
Be afraid, be very afraid.
I kind of feel like I'll be put in the naughty corner. It kind of looks like that's your naughty corner, guys.
The naughty corner or the naughty corner?
All right.
Well, I said naughty, but it might be the naughty corner next week. You know,
Yeah, it's been so good to have everyone with us wherever you are, and whatever page you're looking and watching on. It's been a real blessing. Give us a like before you go off the page tonight. If you want to join us face to face, Recenters meeting on Sunday evening at 5 o'clock. If you look on the Recenter Facebook page, Sally will post a link to register because of all the COVID stuff, and also. Back next week.
Yes, we'll give it another go, will we?
Live Thursday chats. Amy and Malcolm in the chairs, Alan in the car on the side of the road, Deirdre knows where, and it'll all be great. So what's the worst that could happen?
What could possibly go wrong?
Bless you and good night.
Night, night. God bless.